Check, check, check. Alright. Good evening, everybody. This is your boy, Batman333. And today we're going to take a look at the Invincible versus Closed alpha test. Unfortunately, it's the last day, and there's probably only about 15 minutes, so I wanted to do a quick little showcase of my experience and my thoughts on the game. If it does happen, I'll play until it basically shuts down. I have some video clips and things, but I didn't really get a chance to sit down and do like a thorough, playthrough of this to give some insight on what to look forward to with this game. It's a Skybound Interactive, or whatever their company is called, and it's basically a 3-on-3 tag fighting game featuring the characters and the world of Invincible. That's done by Robert Kirkman of The Walking Dead. So without further ado, let's take a look and dive right in. So looking through this, it has it's pretty bare bones, because it is an alpha, so there's going to be a little bit of some unfinished parts of the game. There might be some blemishes, and things may or may not work properly, and I'll try my best to get through some of that stuff that I noticed during my playthroughs. Let's take a look at the settings real quick just to see if there's anything I need to adjust, which is not very much. Maybe I can turn the master volume down. Let's do that. Game seems a little loud. Okay, save and close. Alright, that's probably a little bit better. Actually, yeah, that's the master volume. So, the only thing that you can play on here is basically, you can't play single player. You can play versus, but it's only online. And you can do training and stuff like that. The only way to kind of do a local playthrough of this with your friends is just to put the second controller on the training dummy, and your buddy or whatever can play. But we're not going to do that. We're just going to show just what the tutorial looks like, and then just sort of explain the mechanics of the game and how it works and everything. So let's go ahead and go to the tutorial. Again, I don't know what time this is going to end, but it says, to the 24th, and that's going to be in literally like 12 minutes. So I've already completed all the training stuff, so I'm just going to kind of go through it. It's your standard affair with like any fighting game. They take you through the basic mechanics of like movement and attacks, and just basically they give you an opportunity to learn how the engine, the fighting engine plays. But it works just most like any other type of fighting game. This game actually reminds me of a cross between Marvel vs. Capcom, Mortal Kombat, and Injustice in some kind of ways. So we're going to start here with Invincible himself, Mark Grayson, and this is just walking. So I'm just going to walk forward, going to walk back. That's done. Alright. And the attacks work just like most fighting games out there. You've got so the button scheme on this game is a little weird, because they've got like sort of like a they sort of give you the default setting of the modern way to play fighting games, which is like, you have a light, medium, and a heavy attack, and then some kind of a special button, and then you essentially are just going to use the directions to do those attacks. So like, if you think of a game like Smash Brothers, where you can use the specials and you press forward, back, down, in the direction, and that button, it'll do the corresponding attacks. The one thing they did add to this is they did say that this has motion controls. Now, I did try the motion inputs, not motion controls, but motion inputs rather. I tried those, and there's some wonkiness with it, and I think it's just part of the alpha. For instance, like, you can do your typical fireball motions and a button press, and that'll do the moves. However, they've mapped the heavy button to be your like super move. So like if you want to do the supers, if you do like a fireball and the heavy attack, it'll actually input the super. you don't get the heavy button as a, you know, sort of like in Street Fighter, you can do different strength, you know, fireball motions, and you get like, you know, a quick fireball, a medium one, and then a slow one. They have basically medium and slow, you know, or short, or, you know, quick punch, or whatever you want to call it, as to where the heavy attack will just immediately do a super. So that kind of threw me off a little bit. And there's some macro buttons and combinations that weren't working. But anyways, let's just get to the rest of this. But they do have other things mapped. So like in most tag fighting games, like your Marvel versus Capcom, those kind of games, normally they used to have the input where you can just do forward to do a dash, and back to do a dash. But in this, they give you a button, so it's a dash button. And typically in those older fighting games, it would be like pressing all 3 punches or all 3 kicks to do some of the, you know, the little dashes and things like that. So in here they have the dash button. I'm playing on PS5, so top R1 is your dash button. You can, you know, you can dash in the air too, just like that. But you can do your wave dashes like really quickly, you know, with that button press. They do have a way to manually do it. I think it's just pressing the 2 punches or something, but I can look at the controls to show you that later if you'd like to see that. So you got your jumping. They got your standard jumping. Just jump at an angle. One more, up. And then they've got like double jumps, you know. The tutorial will kind of get you through that. Now here's where the attacks are. So we've got our normal attacks, and it's just like an ABC chain, you know, weak, medium, strong, you know, or heavy. So square would be the weakest one. That's going to be your jabs, basically. Then medium, obviously, you can do like a longer attack, or kind of like a, you know, a little more, takes a little bit more startup to hit with it. But this is where this reminds me of Injustice. So like you can actually hold the medium and it'll do like a delayed attack like that, but you can also do like back, forward, you know, I think even down. Oh no, I guess down doesn't work that way. It's just a slide for him. But yeah, just charging it will do that. And if you do get that hit, see it does a crumple, and you can, you know, continue afterwards. So, and then you got your heavies, obviously. So let's do heavy. There. That's all that. Now, crouching attacks, same standard affair. You know, hold down, hit a button, 2, 3, and you can, you know, dash in and, you know, dash and get a little extra there. This has got auto combos, so most of these modern fighting games nowadays, if you just have the short attack and you just keep mashing on it, it'll do something fancy to kind of get you into the game, so you're not having to figure out how to do like certain combos and whatnot. But for this purposes, let's just get to the tutorial real quick, because we're gonna probably run out of time soon. So like Marvel vs. Capcom and other types of fighting games, Guilty Gear, I think, you know, has the same similar thing. If you do a down and a heavy attack, it pops them up in the air, and then you can pursue them by tapping up immediately. You know, and then you can go into your combos that way. So let's just get through this. 3, 1, 2, 3, and then there. Now, to my understanding, most of the characters are voiced by the, you know, the actors themselves, which is kind of cool. So you got Glenn from The Walking Dead. That's voices Steven Yeun, voices Invincible here. Okay, so we're doing the jumping shorts. There's that. Jumping mediums. Jumping mediums. Jumping mediums, and then jump heavy. There we go. But yeah, I mean, they sound like them. If they're not the exact actors, I mean, they sound pretty close, but I'm pretty sure it's the voice actors. Now, interesting thing, if you're into fighting games and know the game Killer Instinct, this is actually done by the same developers of the newer Killer Instinct that was like on Xbox. I personally never played the new Killer Instinct often enough because I never, owned any of the modern Xbox consoles outside of the 360. But they had the Killer Instinct game on there, and so like those same developers had been working on this game for a while, and it was kind of under wraps. And then just shortly last year, they started announcing, that the game was coming out, and they started to show footage and stuff like that. And so once that like embargo or whatever got lifted, people started to had been playing this game for many months, but they just had to keep it, on the low because of it was a special project, big time, property. So. Alright, so, but yeah, the same guys that did Killer Instinct, so like if you're familiar with how Killer Instinct plays, this has got some similarities to that game as well. Like I said, I feel like this feels to me like the Marvel vs. Capcom games sprinkled with Injustice, it's sprinkled with Mortal Kombat in terms of the gore and the sort of like way combos kind of work, but this is much faster pace than Mortal Kombat for sure. Almost got that same speed as Killer Instinct, but it's got a little, feels a little slower than that game, I guess. Definitely near the speed of like your Marvel vs. Capcom games, the more modern ones like 3 and Marvel Infinite and stuff like that. Yeah, definitely isn't sluggish. So okay, so if you do the default controls, they have X mapped as your special attack. So that would be that there, and special can be done with down like that or forward. And so if I wanted to hold back to do the neutral special, you have that. So there's no command or a special attack that will come by holding block, so that'll allow you to get the neutral special there. Just a note. That forward and then down. There's a little double attack, and that's usually like your uppercut, dragon punch move, if you will. DNF duel plays similarly, but also has like input motion so that you can I don't know what the properties are, but in most games that have these modern type controls where you can just press a direction and the special attack button, and it takes place of you having to do like a quarter circle forward or the dragon punch motion to do an uppercut. So just think of it in that mentality, and you'll do your different types of attacks that way. Well, what I was getting at with the properties, I don't know if like you get more damage by doing it, motion input wise or whatever. That reminds me also of like Grand Blue, that fighting game. So let's see, level 2 boosted attacks. Okay, so here's another thing that's added as another sort of button. They've got the boost, which is going to be the right trigger, and basically it's the way you do your enhanced moves or EX moves. Normally in fighting games with sort of standard controls, you would have to hit like 2 punches and you'll do a modified version of a fireball or a modified version of a dragon punch, that sort of thing. So in here they just give you like a boost button, and you just hit that in conjunction with the special. So if that's the normal special right there, so here's a boosted one. You'll get that little thing there, and it takes away from your I think it takes away from some kind of a meter. I don't know, maybe it doesn't in this, but yeah, your boosted attacks will just do an enhanced version of that move. I mean, I'm trying to see if any of the meters are depleting by doing the boosted attack. It doesn't look like it, but maybe it's just because this is the tutorial. But anyways, so here, so that's the this is the normal version of that move, and then this is the enhanced one. As you can see, it does a little bit more damage, does a little kind of fancy combo, knocks him to the ground, and here's the down one. And then this is the normal one, the uppercut, enhanced one. So, you can kind of do stuff like you know, go right into your enhanced attack. Alright, so let's go to the next. Let's see, supers and ultimates. So, your supers, again, if you were to do the motion inputs, you would do a fireball and the heavy button, and that'll do like one super. If you do a fireball backwards and the heavy button, it would do the second super, and then you have a third ultimate super, which would be like doing a dragon punch and back. But for the sake of just going through this on the normal controls, I'm just going to keep it on whatever default setting, which is kind of like modern controls, where you just have to press a combination of buttons and it'll do those supers for you. So here's the supers. So see, you got to do heavy attack and the special attack at the same time, and forward. And nope, that's not it. Heavy attack and special. Yeah, there you go. That's what it is. What I did was, I'm sorry. What I did was medium and heavy. There's a snapback, which is switches out the character that you like. So, if you played Marvel vs. Capcom, they have a mechanic in there called snapback, which basically allows you to switch out the opponent's characters, because you know it's a 3 versus 3. So if you have a character that basically has like full life, but you want to bring in the character that has less life, you can forcibly bring them in by doing the snapback. But anyways, this was the super here. I meant to do this. So that's his one super. And I don't know, let me see, how many bars of meter does that take from the... And the bottom right or left corner, where the 5 and the flame is glowing, that's to let you know how many stock supers you have stored. So certain supers will take more than one stock, obviously, so... I don't think they're representing it in the training because, you know, it's not... It gives you a full unlimited bar. But anyways, that's the first super. Here's the second one. And then, obviously, if you do a combo into by using the auto combo, which is mashing on the light attack, you can do one of those supers automatically in the combo. So I'll try to show that here in a moment. So, like, if I wanted to do this, there, see, it does that super. Now, I don't know if I hold back while doing that, if it'll do the other one. No, it's yeah. See, that's the sort of downside to doing these auto combos. You're kind of stuck with that one super built into the combo. So like if I did this, I'd have to probably, yeah, see, I'd have to input the super afterwards and not finish the auto combo to get that off. Alright, and then here's the ultimate. Again, that's just using the boost, which is the right trigger on a PlayStation controller, and the heavy button and the special button all at the same time. And that is exactly like what Injustice was sort of like, and there's other types of fighting games that do the same thing, where you just press the set of buttons and the super will just come out. This is even so much like Injustice that they have the clash. You know, you can clash when you're attacking people. Alright, so there's that. And let's go to the next thing. Throws. Throws, just like most other fighting games nowadays, it's just usually some kind of short button and some kind of other button and towards the opponent. In this case, they have you doing short and the special button, and that does the throws. Mortal Kombat, you know, if you think of their button layout, the two light attacks, or the two left attacks, you know, because Mortal Kombat has left attack and low kick and high kick or whatever. That's how the throws are done in that. But Street Fighter does it. I mean, pretty much every fighting game is kind of universal with the way they do throws now. So, but that's a forward throw, and you can throw backwards. In this case, rather than it just being like a throw where you put them behind, well, you know, you put it behind you, this particular back throw is more of a to help you reposition your opponent to the other side. So let's say if you're backed into the corner, like over here or something, and you want to get him in the corner instead, you would use this throw. See, it doesn't really do damage as to where the forward throw, you know, would do some kind of damage to the opponent. You know, the back throw will just be, again, to reposition them so you could set them up for different things. Maybe kind of stagger them out of a pattern you're doing if they're recognizing it, you know, that sort of thing. Alright, basic combos. We've already kind of covered that, and that's the auto combo, so there's just light, 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 light. And it goes into that. Easy peasy, you know, the normal thing. Now, Magic Chain. Now, this is something that is like, again, like your Marvel vs. Capcom type games, where you go from the lightest attack to the mid attack to the heavy attack. So they call those ABC or chains, you know, chain combos, target combos in Street Fighter. Let's see, normals can go up the chain. Killer Instinct has chain attacks. If you've ever played the old school Killer Instinct games, but all the same standard affair here. So you know you can go light, and then to the medium, and then into the heavy, and then they want you to do the special, which is that, and then they want you to go into a super. So it'll go as follows. And then you do a super right after that. So let's try that again. Oop. Hey, I'm getting slow on the input. There we go. It'll come out like that. Now you can do the same kind of magic combo and then go into, like, say, your ultimate. So you would just, same mentality, just hit A, B, C, or light, medium, heavy, and then input the super at the end of it. So yeah, it'll come out like that.
Just fucking die!
That's a cool super. Little potty mouth guy there. Alright, so let's go to the next lesson. So we'll go down to, I think we just did the supers, so okay, yeah, so we're here. Supers and all those, and then throws, basic combos. I think that's where we were just at. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna try to speed through some of these here because we, you know, already saw this. So. All right. So now assists. So this is what makes this game unique and makes it fall under the category of a tag fighter game. Tag fighters generally mean like you have additional characters that you can call out to do sort of assist attacks. Sometimes you can combo supers with your teammate, or you can call all your assists and do like a super at the same time. Games that fall under this sort of like same gameplay mechanic would be like your 2X KO, which I've covered in a couple videos. Marvel vs. Capcom. Let's see. Rival Schools, if you're old school, fighting game head. But for the most part, you have the ability to call out and assist and help you with doing combos and whatnot. So assists in this game are going to be on the default controls on the left side. So your top button, your top shoulder button, and then the right, left trigger. Those are going to be the assists, and you have assist 1 and assist 2. Mortal Kombat, the newest one, Mortal Kombat 1 or whatever, the reboot. They have assists in there, but you can actually switch out the characters in that too. So they have like what they call an active tag system, where if you've got two different opponent or tag members, you can call them out. If I'm thinking of that correctly, yeah, I think they've got two tag characters, and then like, or one tag character and then one like extra character. I forgot what they call it in that. I haven't played much of a Mortal Kombat 1, not as much as 11. So, but it's a similar idea. You know, you got extra characters to kind of help you do your attacks. So here's the forward assist. So that's calls out Omni-Man just by tapping it, you know, by itself. If you do it with a direction, though, it'll call. Oh, this is where it's similar to Mortal Kombat. So in Mortal Kombat, you can call out your. I forgot what they call them. They're like special guest characters where you don't control them specifically. They just come out and do an attack. But the Marvel vs. Capcom games have at least Marvel 2. You can use like different variations of an assist. So the way you would offset that in this game is you press a direction, which is either back or just neutral, or you know, or no direction at all, and it'll do a different type of assist with a different type of attack with that specific assist. So here's the assist number 2. I'm gonna call out Cecil there, and that's what he does. But then if I do back and the first assist, so let's do this. See, Omni-Man does that uppercut, so that you can use that for like anti-airing and that sort of thing. And then Cecil, same deal. He just does a, there you go, just like a higher attack of that gun blast. Which I guess you could think of that as a anti-air. And if they're jumping, you could use that. Okay, now active tag. That's where you forcibly tag the character out, but you want to switch to them. Dragon Ball Fighter Z, Dragon Ball Fighter Z has that same mechanic where 2XKO, where if you call out your assist rather than them just coming out and doing like an attack and then jumping out, because that has a cooldown when you call the guys out. If you look up at Omni-Man's face, that's how quick you have to, or how long you have to wait before you can call him back out again. But if you want to keep him out and use him, then you can hold the button and he'll come out. And then so you can. Now, if you hold it continually, it'll just keep swapping the characters out until you basically let it go. Which is kind of different. That's pretty quick. Most tag fighter games don't allow you to do that. So maybe that's what's unique in this regard for this game. But then here's pardon his language there, but yeah. Stop fucking around. So you can also attack and call out at somebody, you know, to do attacks while you're hitting them. And so you can even go into like supers and things like that. And then I'll do the other one. See, and it just allows you to just kind of extend, you know, combos that you would normally not be able to do without an assist. So I think I just restarted it because I pressed the buttons too fast. Call him out again. Okay, call him out. Call him out. Alright, now we're gonna do the back one. Get the back one. It's pretty fast, you know, when calling out the assists. So, like, here we go. See, you can just kind of alternate, you know, between the assists. Like, once you call one out, if the other one cooldown is, you know, already passed, then you can call them out again. And almost have, like, 3 characters out at the same time. Alright, so neutral tag. So that's the thing I was showing you where you just hold it and they just come out. That does that. Alright, active tag. So active tag is just, you know, I probably didn't really explain that properly, but an active tag is just more of like when you're doing a combo, you can switch out to that opponent in the middle of the combo. So like if I'm starting to do something like this, see, that'll force that extra person to come out and stay out. 2XKO, that game from the guys that do the League of Legends game or whatever franchise, they use the active tag just like that, and there's some other fighting games that do, you know, that same thing. But yeah. So in this, I'll do this. There you go. There you go. Alright, so assist tags and active tags, I think we've already done all these, so I think I just restarted this, so I can probably end this here. Go to this one, blocking. That's just your normal blocking. You know, you got a high guard or high block and a low block, just like any other fighting game. So rather than like in Mortal Kombat, it would be a block button, but in this it's just holding back, just like Street Fighter traditional fighting games. And then crouch. That's what that looks like. And then let's go to the next thing. So they got air blocking, so you can jump and hold block. Most games nowadays don't generally have air blocking, but these types of games kind of need it because there's too much action going on the screen, and you know, it'd be unfair to be clipped out of the air. Okay, assist breaker. So this is where the killer instinct in the Fluence comes into play, which is what they call combo breakers in there. But in this game, because you have assist, you can actually use your assist to kind of break combos. So like if somebody's catching you in some sort of a magic chain, and you want to prevent them from doing any further damage or any further hits on the combos, you just basically do this assist breaker, and that'll kind of negate their attacks, and it'll cause them to reset themselves, and, you know, give you a little breathing room, you know, kind of like, all right, you know, you got me with that one, but we're going to put a stop to that. So that's what you use this for. So assist breaker, you're going to use the whichever assist and the boost. So I thought initially it was just pressing back and the assists, but I guess that's the way you do it. So if I'm getting hit there, so you take a couple hits and you have to hit, oh, it is both assists though. So there you go, and you hit that boost button, which is the right trigger, and then the two assist buttons, and it'll break them out of that. Now counter tag. Okay, active tagging will allow your opponent to continue their combo strikes until your active character is toast. Luckily, even if you cannot use an assist breaker, you can still stop them in their combo with a counter tag at the right moment. Okay, so this is that thing where, like, you sort of, it's another thing to kind of break the momentum of a combo. And in this case, it looks like you just hit medium and heavy at the same time. So let's see, just before your opponent's active tag character lands their attack. Okay, yeah, you just hit them. Oh, it's when they're oh, okay. So it's a way to counter their counter assist thing. So if they call out an active tag character and you want to stop that, you press it at the right moment and you'll block the incoming assist guy from the other team, and you'll break their yeah, and you'll stop them from hitting you when they bring out an assist. So that's cool. Not a lot of games do that, like, you know, at least the older tag type of games. So that's cool. Aerial options. Let's see. It's probably going to be like your double jumps and dashes and stuff. Yes. So you can do like air dashes in this game, and then you can also enhance your dashes so that you can maybe dash a little quicker. But I think this is the thing that uses up those the boost meters at the top. I guess that's what those three yellow meters are underneath the life bar. That are glowing like orange and red, sort of, and yellow. That is your boost, I believe. So let's see. Start off, all characters have access to super jump. This will allow you to... Okay. I was just wondering to see if, like, if you're doing those kind of jumps, if it eats up that meter. So this is a super jump. If you just do down up, you'll do that, like, higher jump. Normally, if you just do down and then just up, you know, you don't have to charge it. It's just like a quick motion, like down, up, like that. And you can dash like that, you know. super jump forward, super jump back. That's sort of, but I guess that's just a straight up sort of neutral jump. And then if you do I wonder, can you do? You can do a super jump into a double jump. So now this is just where you're going to do like these extra. See, you can do a dash, air dash forward. So in Marvel, the versus games, you can do this same thing by doing I think it's all three punch buttons in a direction, and that's how you can kind of do like those like quick dashes like that in the air. But this one is a little different. Like they give you the dash button, but you would normally in Marvel you'd have to hit forward to do that dash like that. But in this, you just need to just jump straight up, and you can just hit dash. You know, back dash too. Like just like if I just do straight up, it'll and hit dash. That's what it does. But if I do straight up and then back and the dash, you'll do the back dash. So yeah, and then you can also do the down dash. Like if you played characters like Magneto and Marvel, that's like a like a Magneto thing. It's a little more simplified the way they do it here, but it works pretty much the same. I don't know if it works exactly like how Magneto would work, which you would have that crazy triangle jumping technique that he does where he jumps over you, jumps down, and attacks you, and then ground punches you up in the air, and you follow up with an air dash towards them. I don't know if it works the same, but I guess similar mentality. Now boost dash, so you do a dash, but then like if you add the boost, I believe that's when it starts to take the meter away. So like normally if you do a dash, right, you can just do this, and that's kind of okay, right? But then if you do a boost dash, you up in their face like a lot quicker, and you can also retreat a lot quicker. So you can avoid throws, that kind of thing. So and then you can also do that stuff in the air. Now this is like I said, I think this is borrowed from Injustice, the charged attack. And in Injustice, it was like X. It was like some additional attack, because I forget, it was like light, medium. It was the special. Yeah, they have the same control scheme as Injustice, because Injustice, the X button was treated as like a unique button for whatever character. So like for Batman, it was like his batarangs and that sort of thing. So, but in this medium, you can do these like kind of staggered attacks like that, or see, and then you get that crumple. And when you crumple them like that, you can pop them up, you can do a combo, you can call out an assist. It leaves them a little open. So they're just teaching you some of the the mechanics of what crumple is, and then you can I think I just accidentally went over the charge healing attacks. I accidentally skipped over it because I ended it and it went to the next screen. My bad. Okay, so let's just do that. Okay, and then next lesson. There we go. Active tag options. So active tag options with counter tag. Higher skill players will start to learn the timing of a standard attack. Luckily, there are 3 ways you can active tag to keep an opponent on their toes: standard, heavy, and feint. Okay, let's cover this. So this is some of the stuff that's a little unique to this game, particularly the feint. I believe like in the new Mark of the City of the Wolves game, the SNK game, they've got feints in there, which can make timing a little complicated, but it can throw your opponent off, especially if they're reading the fact that you're gonna just do some kind of a chain combo on them. You can do these feints to kind of throw them off and interrupt your attack strings, basically. So let's see, heavy active tag. If you plan to continue your combo but are worried about a counter tag, you can throw off the opponent's timing with a heavy active tag. During the active tag animation, as your assist character is coming in, hit the heavy button to swap to a heavy active tag and mix up the timing. So yeah, these are just things, like I said, to kind of throw your opponents off when they're, you know, calling in people and when you're calling in people, that sort of thing. So like, let's see, it says to start off with an auto combo, so we're going to do that, and then we're going to call out an assist, but then press heavy as soon as the assist comes out. So you got to press heavy as soon as Omni-Man comes out. Oh, maybe I got to wait till he's fully out. Oh, before the attack lands, okay. Right. That's heavy, right? Yeah. Maybe I'm pressing it too late or too early. Let's see. Oh, active tag. You've got to hold the button. That's right. There we go. That's what it was. I didn't hold you know how you can see, I was doing just a regular assist. You got to hold the button. Active tag is when you do a combo and you hold the button to fully bring them out, so that you're gonna. The intention is to use that next character rather than just using him as an assist. There you go. And then you could you can delay the attack by as Omni-Man was dashing in, I'm pressing the attack button, so he delays it and then hits the opponent, so it kind of throws him off a little bit, the rhythm. Alright, so this is going to do the same thing, but instead this is going to be using the this is the feint. So this is where, like, I think you're going to bring in the third guy. So I'm going to bring in the active tag, but then pressed, you know, the assist button again before he runs into the opponent. And it basically, it's like he's going to dash and stop, I think. Yeah, and he jumps up there to kind of, you know, because then you can make the person think like you're gonna rush in and just let Omni-Man come in and do the hit, but instead he's gonna float up a little bit, and then you can kind of, you know, do like a sort of a short hop attack, I guess, and go from there. I don't know, it seems a little dangerous because, like, unless your opponent's, you know, especially if they hard read that, you know, they could do like a down special and, you know, do like an uppercut anti-air type of move. So, you know, that's the little cat and mouse game they got in this game. Now, snapback. So we did kind of do this earlier, but this is just that thing I was explaining where when a person is retreating, or you want to bring in the intended character that you want to keep beating up, basically, you would use this snapback. Yeah, and this is where you just hit medium. Let's see. Medium and heavy at the same time, and a forward or back. So basically, if you want to bring in, say Robot is out, but you want to bring in Eve, who's at the top, you would press like either forward, and that would bring her in, and then back would bring in Battle Beast. So you know, you can decide which assist partner from the opponent you want to bring in. And you generally want to do that on the guys that have like the shorter health. So like if I wanted to do that, so that'll bring Battle Beast in. That was forward, and then back will bring in Eve. And then if you just press, I guess, how does that work? I guess, oh, you would just do that same direction if you want to bring back again that like Robot. So like, let's say I did let me just do that. So let's say I bring in Battle Beast, like I said, right? That's Battle Beast, but then I want to bring in the original guy. I would do the same direction, and it'll bring Robot back. Same thing with Eve. If I did Eve, and I want to bring back the Robot, I would just do that, and then that would bring, you know, just like that. Now, Heroic Strike. So this is a defensive option. Heroic Strike will let you perform an armored attack to retaliate when an opponent attacks against your block. This costs 1 bar of boost meter. Okay, so the 3 yellow bars up there, but can let you turn the tables on your opponent. So let's see. After blocking an opponent's attack, press medium heavy to perform a heroic strike. So block. Oh, okay. What do they call that? Like an alpha counter in the Street Fighter Alpha games. Yeah, so it's basically like when you block, it's a way for you to kind of like, it's a get off me tactic, you know, like you're hitting me, I'm blocking it, I know what you're doing, so let's stop it, but at the cost of using one of your boost meters at the top. So you got only 3 of those to spare. And then obviously they regenerate, so you got to be careful. Now push block, this is specifically, I mean, this is in other games, you know, but this is specifically a Marvel versus mechanic. Almost all of the Marvel games have push block. So basically, like, it's the same idea. You block and you want to get the person off you, or you want to at least do something to kind of give yourself some breathing room where this won't attack them, but this will push them away enough so that it can put them out of a range, you know, something that seems threatening to you. But in the Marvel games, the Marvel versus games, you would just do forward and all 3 punches, and that will push them away. So basically, in the way they design this, they put the dash button. That would be the equivalent of hitting like the 2 punches, or the, you know, the 2. In this case, it'd be like short and medium. I think that's what the dash actually is, if you did it manually. But they give you a button, so you just push that button and that'll push them away from you. I think all you got to do is just push the button. Yeah, in Marvel you actually have to press a direction, but in this, you know, you just press dash and you do it. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, that was all. That was everything. They don't have advanced because this is the alpha. So that's a quick look at like how to do things in this game. So let's take a look at some training. We'll just do some practice, and then I'll do a couple matches online, and then we'll talk about, you know, what my thoughts are. So far, the characters that actually, all the characters are fun. They all operate similarly. It's just you gotta understand which ones have, you know, high attacks to complement the low attack of another character, that sort of thing. So Eve is fun. You can pick the different colors. Rexplode is kind of my starting favorite character here so far. Just the way he plays. Not necessarily mean I don't think he's like the best character in the game, but he's pretty fun to use. Bulletproof I haven't messed with enough, but if you notice, if you pick a character, it tells you sort of like what they're, you know, what they're good at. So he's balanced and he's good for rush down. Battle Beast is pressure, and he's like a striker, and he's good at mix-ups. She's ranged, so she's probably a zoner type of character, but coupled with striker, whatever that means. Robot's just balanced. Oh, I see. The second thing is probably their, or maybe the first thing is their, what their assist type is versus, you know, what type of character they are. I don't know. It's something to that effect. But I mean, it doesn't make sense. It's right here. It says balance and power. So, you know, I don't know. There's just two aspects to the characters, and they just tell you what they are. Now, I don't know if there's obviously going to be some more characters. I don't know how many characters are going to be in the starting roster, but so far this is a good amount just for a, you know, like a beta. What's this? 10 characters? Yeah. And you kind of need enough, you know, to especially because it's a 3-on-3, and the only other game out there that's doing this is Marvel Tokon, which I'm anticipating. I didn't get to play in that beta, but I did sign up for it, so hopefully this next batch of beta keys or whatever that go out, I'll get a Tokon, and I'll definitely cover that. I'll cover that day one, and, you know, spend some time with that, because that's the game I think I'm looking most forward to as far as fighting games are concerned. But after playing this, I'm actually excited for this, and I want to play it. Anyways, let's do Omni-Man, and then we'll do his other color, and then we'll fight his son, and then we'll fight Battle Beast. Battle Beast is pretty dope. I like him. And then Monster Girl. And Monster Girl, that's the other character that I like. So I like Rex, Eve, and Monster Girl as far as my starting, team. Now I'm going to do the one of these stages. I don't know which one it is, but when you play on it and you do a snapback, it knocks them into a stage transition to one of the other ones. And see, that's also like Injustice with the stage transitions. So Eve, let's take a look at her move set. So she's semi-floaty. Got some like Prodigy sounding music going on right now. I'm the fire starter. We're fighting on the moon, but that's her movement on dashes. So you can kind of wave dash, or Korean back dash. There you go. If you play Tekken. Yeah, so that doesn't eat up any meter, but if you use the boost, see, that's when it starts to eat up the meter. So it's like you get to do 2 clicks, so 1, 2, and then that's 1 meter. 1, 2, that's another meter. 1, 2, see. So you got to be careful. Like if you want to see, that's that fast sort of downwards dash. It's pretty quick. Like you can just, you can you can do like a super jump, dash down. Let's see. And that would be like playing like Marvel, like if you were using like Magneto, he would just have like some crazy stuff like that, some craziness like that. And that was just me just blindly pressing attacks. But because of my experience with playing these types of games, what feels familiar in another game will apply to this game. So if you've played these types of games before, the mentality is there, although the mechanics may work a little different, if not the same. So, but let's take a look at her moves real quick, because I don't know what her options are. So, let's see, conditional. Push block. Oh, these are just all the universal things that everybody can do. So they're just letting you know how to do a push block. And that's the manual way to do it. See, it's light and medium. Okay, so if I want to do a push block and I just do back. Oh wow, that's interesting. Wait, yeah, it said back, right? Yeah, so back. And that or dash. But after trying the other controls, so that's another thing I wanted to talk about. So I did happen to try motion, and if you look here, they tell you what the things are, right? Like the thing to compensate for it. So in this case, dashing, if you manually did it, it's light and medium. A throw is light and dash, and like this is where it gets a little wonky. I don't know if this was an afterthought when they decided to put the controls this way, but it doesn't work out the way, like your brain wants to think, is the way I put it. Because, alright, I'm going to show you what I mean. So, it said to do like a dash, right? Okay, so the dash is there, right? So yeah, that works. But I can also use X as the dash, which on the normal controls, the top shoulder button is the dash, but in this case they give you that as the what do they give you that as? They give you that as your heavy attack, right? And then your assist 2 is on the trigger. So it's a really, like, after playing the standard way, it's confusing to me that I went back to the standard controller setup, because I think they want people to play the other way because it's easier to like maneuver and control the characters that way. But me being like an old school fighting head, I like doing my fireball inputs like that, right? I don't want to press like a special button to do the moves, because in like games like Grand Blue Fantasy and Street Fighter 6, the modern controls, when you do those inputs like that, or even DNF Duel, when you just do like down and a button and forward and a button, it's like it doesn't come out the same way. And they've even tried to do that on like the classic fighting games where they make like the special attacks like a button in a direction. They come out really slow. So I think it's kind of the same here, you know, where you want to do the inputs if you're that type of a player, because you get like, you know, your optimal speed on the, you know, doing the move. But oh, I meant to go to move list. So okay, then heroic strike is medium and assist, and that's the thing when somebody's coming in. Okay, and then counter tag is assist 1. See, this is what I mean. This is so weird. Like circle is assist 1. And then if I try to change the buttons to the other way, like it really throws it off, because then I try to like map the normal buttons, like, you know, just the way it normally is, which is, you know, square is short, triangle is medium, circle is heavy, and X is special. There's no X, or there's no special at that point. So it's like, what do you do with that button? You can make it a throw, you can make it a dash, you know. Maybe that's what I should do. Maybe I can make that the dash. But I tried it. I couldn't get. It was just like I couldn't do certain things when I would try them. But anyways, let's see. Her normal attacks. She's got 3. You know, that's just a standard. Everybody has the auto combo. Medium, down. Yeah, and these are all normal. Everybody has, like, all the normal attacks all work the same. That's why, like, if you pick one character, you're gonna pretty much play all of the characters the same way, kinda, because the mechanics are universal. Now with the special attacks, they got dragon punches, but the dragon punch move in here, you know, it almost seems kind of like unnecessary to do the motions, because they make them equivalent by just pressing, you know, by doing it the simple way. But let's see. Oh, I see. Shatter boosted. So wait. So what does that mean? Okay, so shatter is just this. So that's a backwards fireball on the low attack, right? And then the medium one, boosted. But I was just thinking, does it mean that I'm doing it with the boost button? Hold on. Because see, that's the thing. I don't think there's a boost button now. Yeah, there's no boost button. See? So, a boosted dash. What does TNT mean? Boosted dash. So, if I did medium and heavy, that's supposed to be the boost? Or, I mean, the dash? No, that's the active tags. Oh my god. What is the buttons? So... sorry, I'm trying to figure out boosted dash. So medium, heavy, medium. No, heavy is I forgot is R1. Okay, so oh, I see. So okay, so it's a trade-off, right? So normally. Okay, I understand the trade-off now. I didn't understand. I was so confused, because, you know, like I said, the standard controls for this game, they give you a boost button and they give you a dash button. They eliminate that's the trade-off. So like in modern controls when you play in Street Fighter, right? The trade-off is that you don't have access to like all the tools, because there's 6 buttons, and they combine some of those shorts and medium attacks by you pressing a direction, where normally you have a button that would do that move, because there's 6, you know, punches or 3 punches and 3 kicks. So it's the same kind of mentality here. Like you explicitly have 3 attack buttons: short, medium, and then heavy, right? The way they do this in here is, so if you want to do EX moves, you do a fireball to do the normal ones, right? So there is no like medium version of this. What they give you in here is the boosted version, which is, if I do the fireball, it automatically does the boosted version of it. Like I said, there's no button that triggers it, or I don't need to. I see how they're trying to simplify it, because normally if I wanted to do an EX version of this move here, right, I would have to, in a traditional like Street Fighter type game or King of Fighters or whatever, I would have to press multiple buttons of the same type to do the enhanced one. So if I want to do just a dash, right? I just do this. But if I want to do the boosted one, I press the medium and then the heavy. And see? And so that's how they get away with not using the boost button. I mean, that's cool, I guess. You know, you'd have to get used to that. Because it was bothering me for the longest time, because then it frees up the heavy attack. Because the heavy attack is just that, right? But say I want to do a heavy version of the fireball. Well, what they compensate for that is that's when your supers come in. So that's why they make the heavy attack like be the super. So if I do a fireball with this, just the move. If I do a fireball with medium, the enhanced one. If I do a fireball with the heavy, the super. So that's how it works. So okay, that makes sense. Now that I understand that, that makes a lot more sense, because I was looking at the move list and I'm like, how do you do, you know, the enhanced version of that move and yada yada yada. Well, that's what they sort of tell you when you're doing the special attack. So that's all it is. And you only get 3 specials basically, because you have a forward fireball and a backwards fireball and a dragon punch. So that's 1, 2, and then 3. That's 3 attacks. And then oh, cool. So for her, she just does a flying flight. So what's the purpose of doing the enhanced one? She just goes up faster, I guess, or does she hit you? Oh, I see. It's a. Oh, I see. And you go up, but then how do you go back down like instantly? Like that's. Oh, you just press down. Yeah, you have to press down on a button. In this case, I'm pressing whatever this is. Oh, the dash. Oh. So is that what they give you here as this other button, the X? It becomes a dash. Yeah, okay, okay. So that's the macro. The macro is the dash, so okay. Okay. So yeah, so like Dragon Punch, dash. Yeah, okay. And then dash. Oh. Oh, she has a dive kick, so that's down in medium. Oh. Okay, so aerials though. But if you yeah, okay, so like if you do an aerial special, right? There's that. There's the enhanced one. So she could do this, and she do this into that. Yeah. So I see. Yeah. Because I bring this up because I was watching Justin Wong play this, and of course, this man knows everything there is to know about all things fighting games, and he was even having a hard time, like trying to figure out, like he's like, why am I doing supers, when I'm doing the heavy? And I think what he didn't realize is that is how you only do the supers with the motions with the heavy button. Like that's just it. There's just no like. I don't know. I mean, I guess I can get used to this way, but to be honest, since I started off with the standard controls, I think that's easier to do, to show off the game for me, as far as like how that works. So, all right, I think we've solved this riddle, because I was getting so frustrated the other day when I was playing why certain thing wasn't working when you do the motion controls, because like I was trying to follow the so for instance. I was trying to follow, like, the manual inputs for things like doing a throw, right? I couldn't do throws, like the heroic strike. I was like, why is this not working? Boosted dash, but I guess I wasn't really reading into what it was saying, just press those two. I still don't understand what TNT means. Throw, heroic strike, taunt. Like what is it? TNT, is that I don't know, taunt. Let's see, light and assist one. Oh no, see, I done messed up already. No, we don't want to save those controls. Okay, so what does it say? Light and assist one, so that's circle. So light, see, that's weird. to have to press square and circle on the controls. I mean, look at this. Here, these look how far. They don't light up the. I thought they were gonna light up on the controller, but like that's awkward to have to do that. Like I'm pressing square and circle with my thumb, like sideways, like on both the buttons. Like that's weird. Like that just to do a taunt. Like see, I don't know. I think they kind of need to rework maybe the way the binding works and stuff. I don't know, but that's a taunt. Or you can just map a taunt button, you know, make life a lot easier. Okay, and then throws, so that's like light and dash, which is square and X. And then boosted dash, snapback. So yeah, see, like hitting heavy and then the trigger, like that's so weird. Why do you guys do this? Why would you do it this way? Yeah, I'm pretty much. I think I'm gonna stick with standard until, you know, it seems like the other way works better. All right, back to you. So we have her. That's her down attack, her forward attack, and her back attack. So forward, back, and then down. And then if you wanted to do the boosted versions of that, you gotta hold the trigger like that. You know. Because they really want to go for simplicity with this game, because, you know, most of these games nowadays, they've kind of gone into this same sort of mentality that, like, you know, the days of doing quarter circle back, half circle forward, forward back forward, dragon punch, you know, like, the days of those are, you know, to try to get more people to play these games are kind of gone the way of the dodo. And that's why they've modernized most of these fighting games nowadays, you know. I mean, I appreciate it because it does help, you know, engage newer players. And I think that out of all the newer games that are out, this game is pretty accessible. Like, I think people who play Smash Bros. And games like that would really be able to get into this. Hey, what's up, Wordnaful? Thank you for checking out the stream. Yeah, I like Dragon Ball FighterZ Z. That's a fun game. I didn't play it extensively, you know, because that was one of those games. Like, it's funny you mentioned that, because that was one of those games that started to modernize, you know, the evolution of fighting games and how we play them. While it has, you know, mechanics of like input motions, like, you know, it's a lot easier to play. Than most other types of fighting games, like, you know, especially like SNK games and maybe some of the real classic Street Fighter games like Street Fighter Alpha 3 and stuff like that. Yeah. So let's see. So we looked at her stuff. So, oh yeah, here's her supers. So let's do Super 1. Oh, thank you for joining, man. Yeah. I was lucky. I signed up for it and totally forgot about it, and then I ended up seeing the email the other day. I was like, oh shoot, I didn't know it was this weekend. And I played it off stream or offline, you know, or, you know, I wanted to do a stream, but I was worried that wasn't going to be able to play it past midnight. But here we are, so that's why I'm doing my little playthrough of this game. So there's, this is her other super. Let's see what, oh, I gotta get my meter back. Oh, that's good. So what is this? Okay, and then here's her ultimate, which takes 3 on your meter.
Every single molecule.
Yeah, and if you're a big fan of Invincible, they've definitely got you covered. There's a lot of fan service in this. A little splatter of blood there. Alright, so let's bring in Rexplode. He's pretty fun. I like this guy. Look at that. I need to just get used to like calling out the assists in this game, because it's so fast, like the way the characters come out. Oh. I just wanted to see a super. So here's Super 1. And then here's Super 2. Oh wow, that's good. And then here's his ultimate. This is hilarious. I found a bug with this already. I found a thing where I called him out and I did active tag with him and then ended up doing the ultimate and then he disappears for some reason and then just the FU words come out. It's pretty hilarious. I'll post that maybe as a YouTube short or something. So what's some of his other attacks here? Okay, there's that. There's that. Oh, okay, so there's up. Or did I just press neutral? How did I do it? Yeah. So so there's actually up attacks too. So like if I hit up or without jumping, you gotta press it at the same time. Yeah, I mean, I will say that my critique of this game so far, it looks very bare bones. Like it plays great, and I think it's very like easy to get into because I was playing this with my kids, and they were like doing some cool combos without much effort. To some hardcore fighting game players, they're gonna pretty much say like, "Oh, that's too easy. It's too simple." But we're at a different time now. These games, if they want these types of games to survive, it's gotta appeal to more than just people who play this stuff. Especially with a property like Invincible, because this is a very popular IP. So I applaud them for doing whatever it is that they're trying to do with this game. Because like doing all these crazy dashes and stuff, like you feel like you're playing like Marvel, like when you see all those guys doing all that fancy stuff. So yeah, slow fighting games can be a little annoying to play. Like I'm used to like the Mortal Kombat like games, but yeah, they're so sluggish. And after playing like a game like this and then going back to them, it's like you're like, man, how was I even controlling this game? I say that now even with the old school, because I'm an old school fighting game player, by the way. I've been playing fighting games since like the birth of them. I played Street Fighter 1 in the arcade when it had the big buttons where you mashed on it to do the strengths. And I'm talking Street Fighter 1, not Street Fighter 2. Stuff like that. So to see the sort of like how games have evolved, is pretty cool. Who's next? Omni-Man. Oh yeah, dashing with him. What did I do? So look at that. I don't know if this is a bug. I'm not touching anything right now. So I just did the dash, right? But then I held run. And if you do both the buttons at the same time and then hold forward and let it go, he automatically runs. I don't know if that's by design. But I don't think any of the other characters do that. So like she does this, let's see, she stops. Yeah, I don't know if that's like meant to do that with Rexplode. So again, I'm a dash is just pressing the dash button, right? But if you hold forward and then let go of dash as he's running, he just keeps running. So again, I don't know if that's intentional, but that could be a bug. Yeah, 3D games can be a little challenging to play. I play Tekken. I play Rex is on his feet. The two other, yeah, that I understand. But like, let's say here. Let's try this out then with a different character, because Cecil doesn't. She's got a run, like she's on the ground. I'll do everybody that's got feet or that stays stationary on the ground. Yeah, of course, everybody's got feet, but you know what I mean. Anyways, let's get this. Okay. So I've got all characters who are grounded that cannot fly. So if I do a dash, right? She does a hop, but does she run? She doesn't even run. So she just does a hop. So that was not going to work with her. or him, or yeah, that is her. But he's got a dash. Okay, so see, I'm holding forward. Only Rex Blood does it. See, I'm letting go. I'm not touching it. I input the dash with the forward, and I hold forward after he runs, and that's it. Yeah, Monster Girl is like a Zangief Hulk. She's really fun. She's super fast too. Like, ah. I meant to do. And then you jump up after him. Like, that's like none of those, like Hulk or none of those kind of characters play as fast as that. Not to my recollection. Woo! I mean, you know, like once you kind of get the input speed of the game down, like, you know, like how to do your, you know, assists and all that stuff, like the game gets pretty fun. You know, like, and it gets fun like immediately. It isn't like it's like a learning curve. Like, you know, you could play games like Mark of the City of the Wolves and those kind of games, and like while they've also got like modern controls and, you know, simplified ways of playing them, like this, they don't play as speedily as this. You know, it really reminds me of playing like, you know, sort of like an American, you know, an American style fighting game, like Mortal Kombat, Injustice, but with the speed of the Capcom games, you know. And the, you know, sort of this, because the Capcom games are pretty simple to play too. You know, the old, like the Marvel versus X-Men vs. Street Fighter, all those games, Marvel superheroes, which I play those as well. But yeah, you know, I mean, so, alright. Now that we've kind of shown off a game a little bit, you know, this is what some of the characters look like. I mean, right now, you know, there's not really much more time on this beta, so. Ooh. Yeah, definitely. Alright, let's go ahead and we're going to do some online matches, and then I'll give you my final thoughts on it, and we'll go from there. So let's go ahead and get online. Now, playing online, I have, when you start off on this alpha test, like, you have to put together a team. So I have some presets already, but let me actually put in a set of characters that I want to play as. Like, let me change this one, for instance, because I like her. I like Rex, and then and I think I like Eve. This combo. Okay, so we're gonna save that loadout. Alright, and I'll leave that combo, and then for this last one we'll do her. Just trying to switch it up so in case I want to try some of the other characters together, you know. And then Omni-Man, because he's not on the team. Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a lot more, because there's a lot of other characters. I actually want to see some of the other, like, you know, like the first, like, Justice League, like, team or whatever. They had the, like, Timu, Batman, and all those guys, the Speedster. Yeah, I want to see what those characters look like. You know, they could add the twins. They can add the Krang looking thing. You know, that ends up becoming the robot guy. I'm behind on my Invincible, so pardon me if I don't recall any names and stuff. I've only seen through the first season and like half of the second season, so I'm pretty behind. Alright. Yeah, I know. That's what was so funny. But I mean, they could, you know. Oh, what's that one guy? That the immortal guy. The guy that tries to get his revenge. You know, like he could be a good character in here, and he still gets owned. You know, by Grayson later. Yeah, the blue guy. Yeah, I'm gonna have him. Yeah, they've got a lot of characters to pull from. I just don't think they want to show everybody. All right, so here's how online works. You pick your preset loadout. Oh, nice. You can. I didn't realize you can edit your loadout like right here before you hit start. So that's cool. So like if you want to edit the loadout, it takes you back a screen though. It looks like, yeah. So I'm not gonna change it. I'm gonna just pick whatever I had here. So let's start with that. So it finds matches pretty decently. It's supposed to be cross-play. And looks like we're about to find a match. I just don't know if they've cut the servers off for playing, because it's already like, you know, midnight. But I mean, everything seems to be intact. You know, still working. There we go. Yep, still working. And it lets you know like what kind of connection they have. So he's on Wi-Fi. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this guy. If he accepts, then we got a match. I mean, the couple matches that I've played online, they seem to be okay. I've accepted, sir. Oh, come on. You're on stream, guy. Let's get a match. Alright, we'll decline. Let's try to find another one. I don't know if they have any, you know, things like a lobby system that's going to be in place, but I'm sure they will. Okay, you can do your controller mapping from this screen. Alright, so there we go. He's accepted. There we go. I remember I was having an issue where, like, when I would try to accept a match, it wouldn't, like, accept. And so I started to wait till the opponent did it, and then I accepted, and then the match would start. But I guess they fixed that.
It's the old Rex you're mad at, not me.
Old Rex, new Rex, any
You're always a piece of shit.
I like how they have the banter as if watching the show. Oh, already? Jesus.
Need a hand? Back off! Back off! Back off!
Oh, nice break.
Back off!
Oh no.
Your number's up.
All right, coming through!
I keep thinking that's my system, that's his.
Legendary. You're in trouble.
I was trying to see if I can air throw him.
Oh, shit.
No worries. Got something for you.
Oh, Jesus.
Time for the big
Oh!
finale.
Well, got him on the big one.
Read fast, dickhead.
I love that super. It's like one of my favorite ones so far.
Stealing people's faces is not cool.
There's the Injustice clash there.
Careful. Nighty night. Got something for you.
Aw, man. Right as I got my active tag too.
Hey now. Time for the big finale.
I didn't mean to call him back out. I did that on accident.
Read fast, dickhead!
I don't forgive, and I never forget. Fight. I'm just getting started. Coming through. Oh no! Don't even try this bullshit. Fight. Beat down.
Oh, come on.
Sit down. Beat down.
Oh, did he grab me or something?
Get to safety.
Oh, man.
I don't forgive, and I never forget. Fight. Let's wrap this up. Let's wrap
Gotcha.
this up.
Oh! Thought I had him. Oh, he EX'd me. Shit.
Just getting started. Coming through.
Ah, man, I was so close. The one drawback that I think with this game is that, like I said earlier during the sort of overview of the characters and stuff, is that everybody kind of plays the same way. And so, if you know how to do something with that character, chances are people will do the same exact thing as you're doing. And they, you know, so I don't know. Basically, what I'm getting at is, I don't know how much expression, combo expression, that kind of thing, variation you can have if everybody kind of sort of plays the same way. And that's sort of the drawback with modernized fighting games. When you make them too accessible, Smash is a little different because each character's control uniquely different from each other. You can't play Sonic the Hedgehog the same way you would play Mario or Luigi and that kind of thing. But then again, that's also a platformer too. So Jesus.
Stop it.
Tag, you're in! Hey now!
You're in trouble. I'm just getting started. Coming through.
Tag, you're in! Got something for you! Eat it, Jerkwad! Heads up! Hey now! Heads up! Time for the
There we
big
go.
finale!
Oh, come on. I thought that was going to hit.
Hey now!
Dang, I got all happy too.
One beat down coming up.
Dang.
It's all good. I called you a cat.
Another thing I think is a little, again, this is just me being nitpicky. The backgrounds look a little too sparse, I guess. They don't seem very
I'll make you regret this.
they don't seem like alive. Like other fighting games that you feel like you're in that city. Maybe they'll add some more things to it. I kind of felt the same way with certain aspects of that one of the Marvel Tokon stages, that newer one, the X-Men one. It's a little, I don't know. It's too early to tell. I mean, these games are not fully out yet, so.
I never did tell you I hate the color pink.
I mean, it looks cool. It's just, and I know it's it's in line with the show and whatnot. I'll do a rematch, I guess.
It's the old Rex you're mad at, not me.
Old Rex, new Rex, and
Rex, you're always a piece of shit.
One thing I'm finding when you play this game is don't you kind of pick up on something, you start to really understand the mechanics a lot more, and especially when it comes to like defensive mechanics and stuff like that. You know, you kind of start to figure some things out. Oh god. I just want to change.
Need a hand?
Your number's up.
Very offensive heavy in this game. Oh yeah, I like lost like all kinds of meter. Jeez.
You really fucked up now.
Oh, that's his girl. Oh yeah, what about Duplicate, or whatever her name is? She'd be a cool character. Oh.
Got something for you. 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 Got something for you.
Ah, shit. Yeah.
All right.
Those freak bats.
Your number's up. I got this.
I'm just getting started.
Juggernaut. Reminds me of Juggernaut.
You have no idea how far I'm willing to go. Watch yourself. Nighty night. I got you. Watch. One beat down coming up. It's all good. I called you a cat.
GG's. Oh man. Alright, nice switch up to one of the other teams. Yeah, but what I was trying to say earlier, I kind of lost my train of thought because I was like getting into the match. One of the things that, you know, like I said, if you pick up on some aspects of the game, let me exit out of the queue so I can talk a little bit here. You know, if you've got your real basic fighting game fundamentals and you've played similar tag games like this, it's a really easy pick up and play type of game. You know, I think it'll do well as long as there's some support for it. I mean, you know, there's other games coming out. I signed up also for that Avatar fighting game, which looks amazing. For you know, anybody that's a big Avatar fan. And you know, I play City of the Wolves. I don't play it like as consistently as I would like to. I played Street Fighter pretty consistently for the first year and a half, and then it kind of died down for me. But I've just recently been getting back into playing fighting games in general. So you know, like I think this is a really good game that I would love to try to test out on. I play traditionally joystick. I was playing this on the control pad here, but I also use leverless. I've been trying to get into using leverless controllers, and this game would totally fit for that type of controller with minimal thought and effort, you know, because of the way that the game is designed. And I think that's what's good about this game. What's bad about it, like I said, it seems like everybody can kind of be one-dimensional because they all operate the same exact way. You know, granted that there's some variations in people's moves, but you know, they try to, I guess, make that variation by telling you like if they're balanced versus like a zoner, or, you know, and I don't know how much that's going to come into play, you know, because some characters, it just seems like everybody has the same exact number of move lists in their set, in their toolkit, while there are variations to that, you know. You know, somebody may have a better DP or Dragon Punch type of move better than another character, so on and so forth. But I think the real sort of meta, from what I'm seeing, I mean, this is just an alpha. There could be some changes too. Like some of this stuff could completely change later down the road. But I think that some of the, you know, like if they're able to add maybe a couple different more moves, you know, I don't know. It's sort of like they took the sort of like the skeleton of, say, like a Street Fighter type of game, but removed things like having like forward and medium punch and back and heavy kick, you know, where you get those like slightly extra attacks, you know, by using that particular button. And because of that, again, you know, it makes everybody sort of play like in this uniform manner where, you know, if you know that, you know, up, down, and left and right, and a button does something, you know, that's all you need to know. And then couple that with the auto combo, you know, because the auto combo system in this reminds me of the speed and fluidity that games like all the anime fighter type of games have, like what is that? Not Melty Blood, but Under Night. What's that other one? You know, a bunch of these games. They all do it now. You know, you just mash, does the super. Even Marvel Infinite. You know, it's just kind of like everybody's jumped on that same sort of train of like, we're not going to make these types of games as complicated as they used to be anymore. And you know, some aspects of that is cool, but other aspects, you know, like I said, it doesn't give you that sort of like freedom of expression with a character, you know. Like I just remember going into the arcades back in the day and seeing somebody that was like a monster with guile, you know, and like wondering like, how is this guy playing this character like that? I mean, I know how to do a flash kick, I know how to do a sonic boom, but he's, you know, using these moves in a completely different way than I am, you know. I don't know. I mean, I guess you can eventually get to that point in this, you know, with maximizing your opportunities with the assists and calling out, because, you know, for a little bit you feel like you're just mashing buttons, but then there's moments intentionally doing things when you're calling out your, you know, your tag partner, and that ebb and flow kind of comes into play. So, but anyhow, that's my little, you know, sort of overview and look at Invincible versus the closed alpha. I mean, I think I've played enough to see like what the game is about, and I'm looking forward to seeing more. You know, I'm definitely ready to give my feedback, and again, I'll be posting a couple, you know, clips and things like that I found, you know, from the, you know, accidental bugs and whatever that I found particularly. So I don't think I can show that on here when I'm playing a game I'm streaming from the PlayStation itself, so we'll limit it on, you know, going back and forth between things. But I'm gonna do like a, you know, like a little clip video and post some of my, you know, I had some good matches too that I'll record. I have a match of my kid playing, you know, online. I'm like, hey, just try it online. He's like, you know, he was like intimidated to play, but I'm like, no, don't worry about that. Like, whatever it is that you think you don't know, the player you're probably fighting probably doesn't know this game as much as, you know, you do either, and everybody's like learning at the same time. So, and he had a pretty decent match online. It went down to the last character, you know, and it was pretty exciting. So hopefully they'll add some more modes. I'm looking forward to seeing like what kind of a single player story mode they have, what kind of unlocks. It looks like they've got season passes, you know, like so they'll have some kind of battle pass, I guess. Most things nowadays have that, and you know, we'll see if this is the type of game that'll have some long legs. Right now, it's hard to say because, again, you know, it's too early, you know, to in the development of the game to kind of say like what kind of staying power it'll have. But I'm looking forward to seeing more. And if you're, liking this game, definitely give it a try if you're able to. If they do, like, say, another beta release or something closer towards the release date. And add it to your wish list if you're a big Invincible fan. I think like this is what they've got so far is pretty solid. Definitely could use some improvements, but I wouldn't say like this isn't like a totally flawed game or anything like that. I would say like this is probably one of the more easier fighting games that I've played in a recent while, where you can really get into the groove of things just because of the simplicity. And it's, I wouldn't say it's like completely effortless, but you don't have to think as much as you do as in terms of like what to do as far as inputting the things to do all the fun fancy stuff in the game. They've got everything mapped in such a way to where like you press a button for your assist and just press some different buttons in a direction and and keep alternating between those two things, and you're kind of like, you feel like you're playing some almost high-level Marvel versus Capcom, without, without the I don't want to say without the skill, because people will probably get picked on for like, oh, you're playing that modern fighting game, but at the end of the day, I think it's all about having fun, and I look forward to it. And hopefully you do too. If this is going to come to the end of the video, if you like the content that you see here, I'm not really like a consistent streamer, but I'm trying to be as much as I can. Trying to do work-life balance and entertainment and me time type of stuff. So when I get the opportunity to do that, I post streams. I am going to be doing another type of stream. Because I've been recently getting into a lot of different types of games. I've been gaming a little bit more lately, and I still need to do my Claire Obscure 33 Expedition 33 beat it in 33 hours video. I don't know if I'll be able to make it before the Video Game Awards, but if I can, I will try to post some more videos of that, because I absolutely love that game, and I hope it wins all the awards that it got nominated for. I know I definitely picked it for Game of the Year. And then, I'll try to get back more into the fighting game stuff, because that was originally what this channel was sort of going to be like, my fighting game channel. I have a lot of fighting game content on here. And I play lots of different types of fighting games. It isn't just relegated to 2D or 3D or Street Fighter or Tekken or anything like that. It's just whatever I find fun and entertaining. Like I got the Mortal Kombat collection, and I need to do a video on that because I halted because of the problems that the collection was having or whatever. But it seems to have fixed those things. So anyhow. Thank you again. I hope this was informative. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, definitely leave comments, any critiques, anything you'd like to see in the future if you want to see more content from my page. And hit me up if you ever want to play some games together. So thank you for your time, and I hope everybody has a good night. And we'll see you in the next video. Peace.